I'm curious to know, have you ever talked to Shaquille?
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, we went to Miara's senior night and walked her on the court together.
What?
You probably know Keion as Shawnee's new husband, but trust me, the real drama lies in the relationship between Keion and Shaq. Yes, we're talking about Shaq, the big Aristotle, the man who made history with the Lakers and turned into an even bigger pop culture icon after basketball. And now, Keion Henderson, the man who stepped into the picture, is giving us all the details on his relationship with Shawnee and his interactions with Shaq himself.
And so he has first right of refusal. Yeah. Those are his children. I never walked into his children's life trying to be their father. What I said to each one of them individually is, what do you need me to be?
I mean, can you even imagine the amount of pressure when you marry someone who's been married to a man as legendary as Shaquille O'Neal? There's a lot to unpack here, so grab your popcorn, because we're about to dive into the drama surrounding Keion, Shawnee, and the one and only Shaq.
Yeah, I think we both support each other. Like, I used to tease him and be like, could you please hurry up and get a wife? And then you could stop, randomly FaceTiming me and talking about your day.
Now, first off, let's address the elephant in the room. Keion Henderson, a man of faith and respect, was asked the million-dollar question, have you ever talked to Shaq since marrying Shawnee? And let me tell you, Keion wasn't shy about answering this one. In fact, his response was as classy as it was reassuring. According to Keion, yes, they've talked, and it's been all good. He mentions a few moments when they've shared space for family events, including the time when they attended their daughter's senior night, walking her on the court together. I mean, that's pretty significant, right?
We've went to, when she announced what school she was going to, he and I were discussing about, when he would speak and when I would speak.
Yeah.
I mean, bro.
But hold up, it gets deeper. Keion and Shaq even had discussions about when to speak and what to say at family events, ensuring that everything was respectful and cordial. Keion's words were crystal clear. Ain't nothing to fight about. This wasn't about them competing for respect or power. This was about grown men having mutual respect for each other, understanding that whatever went down in the past was just that, the past. Keion wasn't about drama, and Shaq wasn't about clashing with him. Both men know that their interactions should be about mutual respect and love for the family, and they're both playing their part. Keion also made it clear that he's learned a lot about handling situations like this, and that the only people who suffer from any tension are the kids. That's right, y'all. He's focused on making sure the children don't feel the impact of any past beefs or egos.
And I woke up one morning and all hell had broken loose, and I started receiving text messages from everywhere, and I didn't really know what I had done wrong.
Right.
That's where I started.
Now, let's talk about the history here. Shawnee O'Neal and Shaq were one of Hollywood's most iconic couples for over a decade. Their relationship was everything: successful, glamorous, and seemingly perfect. But behind closed doors, things weren't always sunshine and rainbows. Shawnee and Shaq's marriage hit some serious turbulence, with allegations of infidelity, tension, and a rocky family dynamic.
Some people say, oh, well, you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, I think, yes, you do, but at the same time, you do think, okay, we're getting married, we're having kids, we're a family. Things are gonna change.
While Shaq was out there dominating on the basketball court, Shawnee had her own battle at home. A lot of people remember Shaq's infamous cheating rumors and the whispers about his late-night escapades, especially with women that didn't belong in his marriage. But Shawnee, ever the classy woman, kept her head up and handled her business. Yet despite all her efforts to keep things intact for their family, Shawnee and Shaq's relationship ended in divorce.
And that's probably a complete delusional thought process. Right. But you do think that, or you have those hopes and like, you know what, this will all stop, it'll all go away.
But here's the kicker. Despite the scandal and drama, Shawnee and Shaq managed to maintain a co-parenting relationship that kept their kids first. The couple's ability to put their differences aside for the sake of their children was something fans admired, especially in a world where celebrity breakups are messy and public. Still, the relationship was done, and Shawnee eventually moved on, starting a new chapter with her now husband, Keion Henderson.
I've learned this. One of the things that causes a woman to lock the keys to her heart, and I know infidelity will do it.
Let's talk about Keion now, the man who came into Shawnee's life post-Shaq, and the one who has been keeping it all together in a way that seems, well, respectful and solid. But make no mistake, Keion didn't just swoop in to play the role of Shaq's replacement. Nah, Keion brought his own energy, his own presence, and his own goals into the equation.
So I first started off confused, regretful. Steve Harvey told me, he said, regret is the most worthless emotion in the earth. Those are his kids.
Yeah.
A pastor, a successful entrepreneur, and a man with a big vision for his life, Keion was all about building something that was authentically his. When he married Shawnee, he wasn't trying to compete with Shaq's legacy. He was trying to carve out his own space in the family and show up for Shawnee and her kids in the most supportive and loving way possible. But even with all of that, Keion still had to navigate the complexities of marrying someone who's been married to Shaquille O'Neal. Talk about a challenge, right?
I and he, we both know, ain't nothing to fight about, because everything that happened before we met each other.
Yes, sir.
It ain't like he a full-grown man, I'm a full-grown man.
Keion has expressed how he respects the family dynamic and how, despite everything that's happened, there's no room for drama. He's said in interviews that Shaq's relationship with him is built on respect, and they've both had conversations about their roles in the family. This isn't about trying to outdo each other or throwing shade. It's about two men who happen to be in each other's lives for the sake of their shared family, being mature and handling their business.
Yes, sir.
I know that not feeling safe will do it.
Yes, sir.
I know that her not being able to trust you will do it.
We've talked about the drama, the tension, and the inevitable comparison to Shaq. But one thing that Keion continuously brings up is the importance of the kids. At the end of the day, it's about them. The children didn't ask for any of this, and they shouldn't be subjected to any of the drama or tension between their parents or step-parents. Keion has made it clear that his focus is always on ensuring that the children feel loved and supported, no matter what happens between the adults in their lives.
He's always respected me, I've always respected him. I think he would say the same, ain't nothing but love, no issues.
Yes, sir.
That's why Keion and Shawnee's approach to their blended family is worth mentioning. They're putting the kids' well-being first, attending events together, sharing important moments, and making sure the children see that even though their parents are separated, the family unit remains a cohesive, loving force. And let's be honest, y'all, keeping it together for the kids is the real flex here. It's easy to let egos and emotions get the best of you, but Keion and Shawnee are clearly choosing to rise above the noise.
He always tells me he wants to have more kids, so I'm like, well, knock yourself out. Have a good time with that one. I think you've pushed over that hill now, sir. But whatever, that's his business.
Now let's talk about Shawnee for a second. After everything with Shaq, Shawnee's story could have been one of bitterness, but instead, she's taking the high road and embracing a fresh start. The woman has turned her pain into power, and she's built a career that's all her own. Basketball Wives gave her a platform to show the world her personality, and she used that opportunity to build her empire. She's also stayed grounded in her faith, which played a huge role in her healing process.
Like Tinkerbell, and you're just the one that's like, okay, you look at those kids, you know, you're a family, and you got to put that first.
And now, with Keion by her side, Shawnee is writing a whole new chapter in her life. Their relationship is one of mutual respect, understanding, and love. The way they handle their blended family, their careers, and even their past shows that they've got something solid. Whether or not Shaq is fully on board with their relationship, one thing is for sure. Shawnee is thriving, and Keion is a big part of that.
But grown people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Grown people don't do that. Ain't nothing to fight about. So we've spoken, we've had events together, we good, we cool.
Of course, the next question everyone is asking is, how does Shaq feel about all of this? While Shaq has been pretty quiet about the whole situation, he's been supportive of Shawnee's happiness. According to various sources, Shaq has expressed that he just wants the best for his kids, and that he doesn't have any hard feelings towards Shawnee or Keion. After all, it's been years since their divorce, and both Shawnee and Shaq have moved on in their own ways. There may have been issues back in the day, but the focus now is on co-parenting and making sure the children are taken care of.
And I don't make excuses. I know I messed up. And then, when I didn't have that, I was lost. 76,000 square foot house by yourself.
So, there you have it. Keion Henderson's take on marrying Shaq's ex-wife, Shawnee O'Neal, and navigating the drama that comes with it. Despite the challenges, Keion and Shawnee have managed to build a relationship based on love, respect, and a deep understanding of what it means to put family first. And while Shaq may never fully get used to this new chapter, it's clear that both Shawnee and Keion are doing their best to make it work for the sake of their kids. But what do you think, though? Do you think Shaq and Keion's respectful coexistence is genuine? Or is there still some underlying tension? And how do you feel about Shawnee's journey of moving on and embracing new love? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Celeb Titbits for more juicy gossip, because trust, there's more where this came from.